All right, now let's go with, all right, Ken Cuccinelli. Do you know, I love the guy just for his name. I mean, it ends in a vowel. It's Cuccinelli. Who's coming to the meeting? Who's coming to the sit-down? Cuccinelli from the north side. The Cuccinelli family. I love it. I got to give it to the dude. I mean, grew up named Cuccinelli. Hey, you want to mess with me? You're talking to me. You know, my name is Cuccinelli. Back away. You might laugh, but I love the hell out of stuff like that, man. So my boy Ken Cuccinelli is explaining why Trump don't want dumbass people in America. Now, I'm just joking, all right? I'm joking, all right? But the media has blown up that Trump wants white, very white, English-speaking people to come into this country to balance out. This is what one dumbass said on one of the shows, to balance it out because a lot of Hispanics here, so we need some white English-speaking, and that's what they're working to, having a Trump white supremacist, white nationalist country like he's always dreamed of. So we've got number 2, Trump administration unveils, number 2 there, Josh, unveils new rule for legal immigration. Policy makes it harder for low-income immigrants to stay in the U.S. This is Ken Cuccinelli, all right? So let's go to that video. Now, this is a 3-minute video, but I want to play it for a reason. Because the rest of the media, folks, you and I both know, the rest of the media does not give you everything, all right? So let's hear Ken Cuccinelli yesterday in his press conference. I think this is a 3-minute video, Josh. We'll play it to the end or when I say come back to me. Let's roll.
Generations of immigrants have strengthened the foundation of our country and making positive contributions today, and we expect that to continue in the future. Through faithful execution of our nation's long-standing laws, President Trump's public charge inadmissibility rule better ensures that immigrants are able to successfully support themselves as they seek opportunity here in America. Throughout our history, Americans and legal immigrants have pulled themselves up by their bootstraps to pursue their dreams and the opportunity of this great nation. As President Trump delivers on his promise to uphold the rule of law, this administration is promoting our shared history and encouraging the core values needed to make the American dream a reality. And with that, I'm happy to take some questions. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Cuccinelli. As you know, the primary focus of the president throughout his presidency has been on illegal immigration. The focus of what you just outlined in this proposed rule is on legal immigration.
Yes.
Why the change in focus?
Oh, this is not a change in focus. This rule goes all the way back to executive orders from early in 2017. It's been a long, arduous effort. If you take a look at the fully printed item, it'll make War and Peace seem relatively short. It is very thorough in the first attempt to put into operational effect all the different factors that Congress itself has said we're supposed to consider when deciding admissibility or inadmissibility. I would also note, as the head of the agency responsible for naturalizing citizens, the step after legal permanent residency for many people, last year we swore in more American citizens than the 4 years before it, and this year I expect to see similar numbers again. So we've not at all laid off of, in the Trump administration, processing properly legal immigration. I think what you've seen and heard more discussion of illegal immigration, but we've been pressing ahead, and this rule is an example of that. Yes, ma'am.
Is this rule a rule change and admission from the administration that going through some sort of route to reform legal immigration by legislation is moot?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is an implementation of a law passed by Congress in 1996 that has not been given a meaningful effect. 1999, some guidance was put in place with a presumption a rule would follow. The rule never followed. And so today we're issuing a rule which, as I said, for the first time, really puts meaningful meat on the bones of the 1996 law passed on a bipartisan basis. This does not substitute for congressional action in other areas. For instance, I mentioned asylees are not covered by this rule. Asylum is a major subject of focus for us in my agency, and with the crisis at the border, we've been all but begging Congress to take action to close loopholes, some of them the same as the Obama administration. That has not happened. So in this narrow area of our responsibility, we're relying on congressional direction, and we've, as I said, put meat on the bones here, I think, today. Yes?
Got the fixed sensor right here. We're going to plug that right in.
Back to me. All right. So, folks, let me say this before we go any further. How many of you were fixed on the bottom of that screen? Right. All right, Josh, I got to put you on the spot. I just have to do it, okay? Now, I know during the videos that they're running, sometimes you have other tasks, and there's things you do and whatever, getting ready for the next segment or whatever it may be. Did you notice the tagline on the bottom of the screen?
Yeah.
You did notice it? Mm-hmm. Folks, let me say this, because I walk away with a big difference than most people. When I look at something, I look at it different. I looked at 3 minutes of Ken Cuccinelli trying to explain, okay? I looked at 3 minutes of Ken Cuccinelli trying to explain, okay, to the media why the President of the United States and the Trump administration was going to require that you could support yourself to go further with a green card. While doing that, I noticed Trump administration rule promotes, they put it in, did you see that? They put it in quotation, promotes self-sufficiency. Hell, you say. Why, I am just appalled. Are you telling me that there is a time and a place for you to be self-sufficient in America again? Would that be one of the great things about coming to this country, is the American dream? Is it been replaced with the Americans, taxpayers' money? Or the American dream? Is that the American dream now? Or the opportunity to be who you want, however you want, when you want, why you want, whatever, the great American dream of self-sufficiency for you and your children. Could you hear? Now, I've got a question for you. I can picture newsrooms. Kill your mic. It's got a backdrop. Okay, I can picture newsrooms, all right? And I could see this come in, and I could see all these little millennial reporters, white millennial reporters, white elite mom and dad paid for college millennial reporters. White elite, I know I'm getting old, but this is getting old, but I'm going to go with one more. White elite millennial reporters with very wealthy people that cheer that little Marcy's getting $22,000 a year. Why, that's great, little Marcy. Just go kiss the butt of the corporate, corrupt, deep state media. Now, all that being said, could you not see the newsrooms? So I played the Ken Cuccinelli, and I want to get back, and I at least hopefully we can push this together and salvage what I wanted out of this. We played that, but what I was going after, Josh, when we were talking when we last left, was Trump administration rule, and they put promote self-sufficiency in quotations. Now that just infuriated me. Now, I grew up, and I had a friend of mine, a childhood friend that I got to see a couple weeks ago that come to visit my family, and happened to be a neighbor in New Jersey. I know I've told you right there in New Jersey. Happened to be a neighbor His dad happened to be a legal immigrant that came through Ellis Island and started in Brooklyn. And then worked very hard, and then went out to New Jersey and Phillipsburg, New Jersey, and opened his own pizzeria. It's there today, so I put the name up, Nicolosi's Pizza. It's there today. He came in, Angelo came in off the boat, right? And he was, all right, now key here, I'm not knocking this guy. This guy, immigrants at that time didn't have an opportunity to come with a lot of education and so on and so forth. But the immigrants came through Ellis Island. He ended up in Brooklyn. He got started working at a pizza shop in Brooklyn the minute he got here. And then he went out and opened his own. He saved his money, went out and opened his own pizzeria. And it is still there today, 2019. In Phillipsburg, New Jersey, you could stop at Nicolosi's Pizza. You know what Angelo was in his time? Self-sufficient. You know what happened when he got off the boat? They did not whisk him through Ellis Island to, public assistance, food stamps, housing, health care. He was not a drag on the system. Him and Helen had 3 children. They are not a drag on the system. All 3 of the kids are very successful. I wonder how that works. Brought up in a home, hard work, very successful. Their kids, which I know their kids now, their kids are very successful. Wonder how that works. So I have 2 people that got off the boat, 2 people that started in Brooklyn, worked very hard, 2 people moved out to Jersey, opened the pizzeria, 2 people had 3 kids, 2 people raised those 3 kids, worked very hard, self-sufficient the whole time. Those kids, they went to college, they're self-sufficient. Their kids are self-sufficient. I should have put that tree, right? What's the odds? How many generations before somebody that comes in here that we give a green card is on food stamps, housing, free health care, all the works? Oh yeah, I tell you what, you're bringing great value to the country. You're really setting this place on fire. So what do their kids do? Does that tree run the opposite way? They're very what? They're very dependent on the taxpayer. Their kids branch out very dependent. They learned it from mom and dad, their kids. That's how America is going. We have chopped down the tree of self-sufficient immigrants. We have. Period. Chopped down the tree of self-sufficient immigrants. And how dare President Donald Trump ask, let's see, we got it right here. Now, there's 2 things, okay? How dare him ask? Here's number 2, Ken Cuccinelli. I tell you, I like that guy. Ken Cuccinelli, all right? And I want to get another segment, and I hope I will have time. There is that, and let me see which one else I have here. Now, we also have the, from Cuccinelli, right? At the same day, they're talking about the 2 major Trump administration changes. Here's number 34. Now, how dare us have these factors of consideration, okay? Under new public change rule, use of public benefits, food stamps, Medicaid, housing vouchers, age, wealth, education, English language skills. Trump administration moves to deny green cards, path to citizenship for poor immigrants. No, they're not poor immigrants. This is the first time I remember. This is actually a first time I remember an administration actually considering taxpayers. What about us? If you're new to the show, you need to know I yell all the time from county level, city level, state, okay? Taxpayers. When are we going to come up the ladder of people that, hey, we have some value out here. We are the taxpayers. We are paying the public benefits. We are paying the food stamps. We are paying the Medicaid. We are paying housing vouchers. We are. When are we going to stop bleeding the taxpayer? And this is exactly what this does. If you have to have the taxpayer support you, we're not going to give you a green card. If you come in, you're legal. This is legal immigration. Legal, not illegal. If you're legally here for some reason or the other, and you come in, you do your paperwork for a green card, and you're living in the projects or you're living in government-funded housing, you've got food stamps, and you're on Medicaid, can't be here. We're not giving you a green card. We are not giving you a green card to stay. You need to leave. Self-sufficient. So don't believe education, English speaking. Don't believe everything you're being told here. If a Hispanic individual goes up and says, hey, I have an apartment, I pay my own rent, I pay my own electric, I pay my own health care, I work a job, construction every week, here are my pay stubs, here are my rent pay. Oh, you're the kind of person we want in this country. But you know what? Taxpayers are tired. If we will present this right, taxpayers are tired of supporting people coming in this country and immediately getting all the benefits of our money. It's over. This administration said it's over. And don't forget, what really gets me, and I would like for you to ask people, say, I'd like for you to just drill down on the words. Trump administration rule promotes self-sufficiency. Are we that far gone? Are we? Are we completely gone to the point that promoting self-sufficiency in this country is a thing of the past, thing of no interest, not something we should worry about? Because if we're looking at supporting self-sufficiency, and they say, oh my God, the fire alarms are going off. Folks, that's just as socialism as you could get. We're done. The other thing I want to go into is, and I don't have time, look up the truth today. I am so tired of this. Look up the truth. Number 32. Trump moves to weaken Endangered Species Act, makes major changes to protections for endangered animals. What's on there? The bald eagle, right? Is the scrub jay on there? Scrub jay is these little bugs that you found in your property on there that nobody has seen before, and is there a certain piece of vegetation? Because this is not just animals. Don't let them lie to you. They have your property. So you have a special bloom on the property that nobody's ever seen. So they come up there and you got 12 acres and they take a picture of that bloom of some kind of plant or something growing there that nobody has ever seen. A berry. And that one berry on that 12 acres causes you not to be able to build. The world was doing well without the berry. The ecosystem was fine. But if you disturb the berry, you can't build. Just saying, okay? So they put the picture of the eagle up, all right? Now here's number 33. Trump administration moves to weaken Endangered Species Act. Look at that. They got a turtle. They got the grizzly bear. Trump says, get my rifle. I'm going to put my Teddy Johnson glasses on, and I'm going to go out there and shoot that grizzly. He could bite me. So, there's the whale. Lies, all lies. Okay? This is not in the Endangered Species Act, so I don't know details. But let me tell you this little story, okay? So, my parents have a home in Florida. And I go down there, and they're 2 lots up from their house. This is several years ago. And there is a signs saying testing or something, I don't know, of something. All right. So I said to my dad, I said, what is that? He says, that's the scrub jay test. They call them scrub jays, not blue jays, scrub jays. So what they do is they have to test that property for 30 days and monitor the property for scrub jays. And if scrub jays come there a certain amount of time over a certain amount of days, then he cannot build on that lot. What? Yeah. If he's got to do that, that's the first part of getting a building permit, was a scrub jay test. Go and look, South Florida scrub jay test, okay, before you can get the building permit. They have to do that first. So you buy the lot, you pay big money. Just saying. So